What's happening, guys? TSlaps here, and we are back with Draft Baby. I'm your coach of the Austin FC Deerlings in this inaugural season of Generation 9 Wi-Fi. This is our Week 7 game of the UNPL Academy against Frosty Random and the Tuscaloosa Toxic Chains. Now we are coming off a hard Week 6 loss to snap our win streak, and we're just looking to win one more in order to clinch playoffs, so we best believe we're putting our fullest into this battle to clinch a playoff berth this week. Of course, you can go check out our opponent and all the other UNPL coaches down in the description below, as well as be sure to hit that subscribe button to stay up to date on our debut season of Generation 9 Wi-Fi, and leave a like if you do end up enjoying the content. I would really appreciate it. Now, before we get into the team builder section, I want to go over some trade deadline transactions that we made to our team. Now, I'm happy to say that all 10 Pokemon originally drafted did get to participate in at least one game each, which was honestly my goal whenever I played Draft League games, just to give every single Pokemon a chance to hit the field before the end of the season. But now that we're entering the sudden death portion of this season, I decided it was time to make some serious transactions. On screen is a timestamp where you can skip to see the team builder if you wish to skip the transactions portion, and a timestamp to skip straight to the battle if you want to skip both of them. Now, as excited as I was to draft Raikou, it has struggled to find itself a spot onto the team most weeks. It just doesn't hit as hard as I need it to compared to Dragapult and Darkrai on the special side. Its limited coverage makes it hard walled by electrics and grass types, and thanks to terastallizing, ground types are not necessarily scared of being scalded by Raikou because they can just avoid scald weakness. So we picked up Electros to fill its spot. It retains a lot of the bulk that Raikou once had, and where it lacks in speed, it gains in its attacking coverage, as its move pool allows it to hit most, if not every single Pokemon in the game super effectively. And because it's below the Terra Captain point threshold, we can actually make it a Terra Captain, or we can now make it an Electric, Steel, or Poison type. We next dropped Paldean Tauros Blaze for similar reasons to Raikou. It never felt like it could hit as hard as I needed it to, and its base 100 speed never felt threatening enough in matchups. We decided to pick up Infernape, which hits much harder than Tauros on both the physical and special side. Although we cannot terastallize, Infernape really doesn't need it, and with its base 108 base speed, we can threaten so many more Pokemon in the 100 and 105 speed tier. Scizor seems to always be pressured to bring Defog, as it was our only hazard removal option, so I decided to drop Lilligant as a grass type in order to pick up Toedscruel. With access to hazards and rapid spin, as well as Spore for a more reliable sleep option than Lilligant, Toedscruel can be both an amazing support option and also a hard hitting attacker if we need it to be. Now, we had to make one more drop in order to make our team valid point wise, and so we removed Weezing for Skuntank. Skuntank offers a special defensive option and a stronger attacker, as well as a grounded poison to remove toxic spikes and an amazing priority in Sucker Punch. We also have the ability to terastallize into a poison to shed our dark type and help Skuntank better deal with fairies, as well as terastallizing into a normal or water type. I'm really happy with the transactions we were able to make, and I hope that these will be the missing pieces to push us into a deep playoff run. Now, fourth wall break, we played our Week 9 game early due to some IRL things going on, so in Week 9 I'm actually playing with my original team that I drafted, as I had not made the transactions before we played that game. This is going to be the team builder section of the video, and on screen is a timestamp where you can go ahead and skip to see the battle. Now, our opponent has a terrifying draft with Spectrier, one of the best special attackers in the entire game, Gouging Fire, the best Pokemon added in the newest DLC to be honest, and an amazing setup sweeper with crazy natural bulk, one of the best low Terra captains in Revavroom, as well as Urshifu Rapid Strike and Thunderstarian, which I have honestly no switch-ins into. This team is absolutely terrifying, and with a new coach taking over the roster, we have no idea what to expect in this game to clinch out playoffs. And one of our best defensive options for my opponent's team is going to be physically defensive Gastrodon. With Earth Power, we can threaten Gouging Fire, Revavroom as long as it's not Terra Grass, and the Belly Bolt, prior to terastallizing. You can also switch into Crocodile and lower the physical attack stack of any Pokemon with Chilling Water. Acid Armor is the coolest tech we have, as it allows us to raise our physical defense faster than Gouging Fire can Dragon Dance or Revavroom can Shift Gear. We also don't have to worry about Urshifu carrying us through our defense buffs with Surging Strikes because of our Storm Drain ability. Finally, we have Recover as self-recovery to keep ourselves healthy. Gastrodon can shut down just about every physical attacker on my opponent's team other than the Urshifu and the Thwackey, unless we have two Acid Armors active, in which case we could probably beat either one of those. Even if Gastrodon gets blown back by a close combat Urshifu, Storm Drain helps prevent Surging Strikes from being spammed into my team. I'm very excited to announce a new Pokemon from Transactions is already coming this week, Skuntank. The Swole Vest Skuntank allows me to stop Spectrier from absolutely running through my team. I can also be a decent pivot into Belly Bolt as I'm immune to Toxic, and can switch into the Fergaraf and Hatchrim. We have Knockoff as Stab, and to remove items from my opponent's side, and Sucker Punch as Stab priority, which can pick off Spectre easily. Poison Jab can poison the opposing side, and hit the opposing team with a harder stab after removing an item with Knockoff. Clear is a nice move to click as we predict the Crocodile or Urshifu Rapid to come in on our Skuntank, and we can do about 30% or so with that. Although I flirted with the Terra Normal set to gain an immunity to Shadow Ball from Spectre, I decided that it really didn't change the damage that a move like Draining Gifts was doing to me, and Shadow Ball was never being clicked into my Skuntank, so I opted for a Terra Water set to maybe bait the Searching Waters from Urshifu, or an Earthquake from Crocodile, and allow us to get some important damage off with Play Rough in order to maybe pick it off, or just put it in range of something else on my team. We do want to be careful when we Terra, as if the Spectre refuses to come, which is a possibility in this matchup, but I do want to just stay my base typing to sponge hits from the Thunderous and from that Belly Bolt. We do have enough defense investment to avoid a 5-hit KO at best from the Spectre. Speaking of Terra, we have Orthworm, who's more likely to use their Terrestrialization in this game. With our physically defensive Orthworm, we can take on Crocodile, Revavroom as long as it's not Terra Fire, which pairs well with Gastrodon, who wants to evolve the Terra Grass. We can also deal with the Thwackey. We're bringing Spikes this week, as our opponent's Hazard removal, Tentacruel, just seems unlikely to come this week, and with Hatchrim, Magic Bounce, they can never really switch into our Orthworm. Hazards are very important to chip down anything not wearing boots, and with Knockoff from Skuntank, we can put a lot of pressure with our offense. I originally had rocks, but I figured Gouging Fire and Thundy would be wearing boots anyways with how many rock setters I have on the team, so it might as well be better to get chipped with spikes. Body Press can threaten the Crocodile and their Urshifu if they try to switch in to put on offensive pressure. Bulldoze can threaten the Gouging Fire and Revavroom, prior to Terrestrializing of course, the Belly Bolt and the Tentacruel, and we can negate any speed boost from Booster Energy, Dragon Dances, Trailblazes, or whatever else they want to do. We have Endure to ensure that we can live an additional hit from anything and provide extra Rocky Helmet chip to the Urshifu, which is forced into clicking Surging Strikes due to our ability to Terrestrialize into a Ghost type and avoid close combat, which paired with Gastrodon gives us an immunity to both stabs in case of a choice locked variant. Our kill leader Darkrai is returning this week in order to claim lives and put on tremendous pressure. Due to our opponent's speed tiers, we can run mild and outspeed almost everything prior to choice scarfs and speed boost. Dark Pulse absolutely runs through my opponent's team. We have Side Shock to hit the Urshifu and Tentacruel super effectively, Ice Beam to threaten the Crocodile, and Sucker Punch for the Spectre, which naturally outspeeds us, but takes 65% other than with a Cobra Berry, which I expect the Spectre to be running. However, we do have the counter Roselli Berry for the Spectre's Draining Kiss, which Darkrai surprisingly choose from Spectre as long as it doesn't have a Nasty Plot up, so that could be really cool. Our dynamic duo hits the field again as Dragon Bolt joins Darkrai as our main offense going into this week. With no fairy type on my opponent's side, Dragon Darts goes nearly uncontested on their side. The only Pokemon that does not get 2-hit KO'd or O-KO'd by Dragon Darts is Revavroom or Urshifu, which either get blown back by Psychic Fangs, physically defensive Crocodile, but that gets 3-hit KO'd and can't intimidate my Dragapult due to clear body, and a physically defensive Belly Bolt, which can only status my Dragapult. It really can't hit it with anything super effectively, which is why we're running Substitute to avoid the Toxic or the Paralysis. Once we get behind the Substitute, we can Dragon Dance and threaten our opponent with a sweep. Lastly, we have our dedicated lead, Clefable. It can pressure out the Crocodile lead, which is their only rocker on the team, and we can threaten with an OHKO Moonblast. We have Moonlight to keep ourselves healthy, and Thunderwave to spread paralysis to unexpected Gouging Fires, or Revavrooms who think that they can just sit for free on Clefable. We have Ensure Rocky Helmet as well on this set, as Urshifu is such a problem to deal with, and chipping it down with dual Rocky Helmet and Hazards can be really helpful to win this game. This is our team for week 7 of the UNPL Academy. I'm excited to see how our Ensure Rocky Helmet strategy does, and if we can get our last win this week to lock in playoffs. What do you think? What would you change? Let me know down in the comments below. Make sure you're subscribed to not miss a single week of Draft League content. The playlist is in the description for the UNPL Academy and our other Wi-Fi league, the SDA. Go check out our opponent as well in the description below. Thank you for sticking around for the team builder. Please leave a like if you did enjoy, and without holding on any longer, let's hop right into the battle. Alright, and we're loading into this battle against our opponent. Let's see what they decided to bring. As y'all know, this is a very scary team, but it's also the first week with this new team, so I'm pretty excited to see how we can do. So they decided to breed the Crocodile, the what's it called, the Spectre, the Urshifu Rapid, the Thundy T, which we don't love to see, especially paired with the Spectre. the Farigiraf, and Revavroom. So their only Terra Captain is Revavroom that they decided to bring. We have to figure out which type that is, because obviously Fire or Grass are very different. Our lead option was always going to be our Clefable here. So let's think about this. Thundurus, very, very problematic for my team to deal with. I really wish I had Terra Electric now on my Orthworm. Revavroom, we have to find out what Terra type it is. Burgraph shouldn't be a problem. Urshifu, okay. Crocodile's the only rocks option. Alright, we're looking pretty good. So they decided to bring not the Gouging Fire, which is insane. Knowing Gouging Fire is maybe like the sentence I did not expect to say at all. No Belly Bolt, which is kind of unfortunate. It's nice. I don't have to worry about being toxic ever. But it sucks because I don't really have like that free setup with Dragapult anymore. No Tentacruel, so no hazard removal on their team. So getting rocks up or getting spikes up is going to be important. No Hatchram, which is nice because Steel type Loki did mess with me, and no Thwackey is also nice, not to pressure my Gastro. So they're going to lead off with Thundy. This is cool with me. I think I'm just going to fire off a Moonblast. I think that damage is super important. Whatever it decides to do, whether it be a Volt Switch or whatever, it's going to like hurt a ton, right? Especially like a Sludge Wave. Sludge Wave would also hurt. Hopefully they just like Grass Knot. Maybe these for some reason overpredict. But I mean, this Thundurus right now, it's going to pack a punch enemy. If they are not a boosting item and they Volt Switch with Clefable, we should take it okay. Sludge Wave is going to be super scary to see. They're going to Volt Switch. We're going to see it knock us down to 245. So it's going to do 38% with a Volt Switch. So it's like just a non-boosting item. So it's probably just a Boots Timid set, which is fair. That's not bad. It could also be Scarf. That's an option, but we see definitely no boosting item. So I guess they can go Revavroom here. I really wanted a Thunder Wave, but in case they stayed in like Sludge Wave or something, I didn't want to just like sit here. So they're going to go into their Revavroom. We're going to get the Moonblast off, get a little bit of chip off. And I think initially I want to go into Greg. Greg is better for this team. Actually, I think I want to go into... Yeah, because Greg can eat a Terrafire hit 100% of the time, right? I'm not scared of having it eat a Terrafire hit from this thing. But I am scared of having to take a Terra Grass hit with my Gastron. So we're going to go into Greg first and scout what Terra type this is. That's more important. We can set up spikes for free, for sure. I have to debate whether I want to Terra Ghost right now and lose my like complete wall in Steel type to this Revavroom, just so I can get it off and avoid the Urshifu's close combats and stuff like that. So it's something I have to keep in mind. Or something I have to consider here. They're going to just shift gear right away. So I'm going to Terra this. I don't want to deal with this thing. I do wall this thing if it's Terra Fire, or if it's Terra Grass. If it's Terra Fire, I go Gastrodon and we're chilling. So I can go ahead, I can Terrastallize. I'm going to do that. I'm going to go ahead and click Bulldoze here. See what they decide to do. Is that my play? If they Terra Fire here, against my Greg, I'm actually doing more Bulldoze, which is funny. Or I'm not Bulldoze, I'm doing more Body Press, but Bulldoze is super important for lowering its attack stat, or lowering its speed stat, I mean. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to Terrastallize. And they're going to Terrastallize as well, which is basically screaming to me that this thing is a Fire type, right? We're going to see it right now, meaning that we can go double out into our Gastrodon after this. But we're also going to Terrastallize. We're going to see this thing fire a Terra Blast at me at +1, which I'm not going to like love taking, right? But we're going to do that. Maybe I should have doubled into Gastrodon. That would have been a smarter play, so I didn't have to take this Terra Blast, but it's fine. We should only take about 30% from this thing. And we can get a nice Bulldoze off. I can definitely double into my Gastrodon now and be completely safe. We can maybe see if this thing's Adamant or Jolly right now. It's going to knock me down to 214. That feels Adamant to me. Definitely Adamant, if I had to guess. So we're going to get a nice Bulldoze off right now. So we're going to say Adamant. And we can go ahead and double into our Gastrodon. I guess not doubling, but we can go into our Gastrodon here. Pretty safe. Don't have to worry about much. So down into Gastrodon here. A +1, we're taking pretty much anything from this thing. I think they might try to shift gear just to, because they think it's safe against my Earthworm, but obviously we can go into Gastro for free. They're going to Lash Out. Okay, that's actually pretty cool. That's a pretty cool thing. Pretty cool tech. So Lash Out right now. What does Lash Out even do? That's like... What does Lash Out do? Oh god, I did a whole... I'm clicking everywhere on my friggin' showdown. I'm clicking everything wrong. So Revavroom, Lash Out 2 times if the user had it Stoutlower this turn. So I'm glad I didn't bulldoze that turn. Lash Out would have hurt. So I got actually Chilling Water here, which is pretty cool. It would catch like the Thundy coming in. I guess it wouldn't really do much for the Thundy, but at least I'd be able to hit it. I'd also recover just to be safe. I'm a Chilling Water though here. I think that's pretty safe. They're going to switch out. So we know Lash Out, Terra Blast, and then some 4th move. Probably one of the stabs. We're going to go ahead and get a free Chilling Water off, get a little bit of chip damage off on it. Now, I'm forced out here, which sucks. But I think if I go into Clef, I can eat a Grass Knot plus Thunderbolt from Thundy. So I don't think I need to worry. I'm going to go ahead and switch out. I don't want to take a Grass Knot ever. I could also go into Pew Pew. Pew Pew is also an option, and that might be what I want to do. How much am I taking? Because I do need to keep myself healthy. And I can't Terra now into a normal type, which isn't like the worst thing. That's cool. And I'm still taking a good amount. But I can like... I'm going to go into Pew Pew here, and I'm going to go ahead and fire off a knockoff, I think. I can manage to switch into Thundy once and be okay. That's what we're going to opt to do here. We're going to go into Pew Pew. We're going to see what this Thundy wants to do. I think you just Grass Knot me and I get a free knockoff. They're going to U-turn. Okay. Interesting, interesting. Makes sense though. So the U-turn and Bull Switch, which basically screams to me that they're Scarf. That like 100% screams that they're Scarf. So I'm regretting bringing Rocks or Spikes over Rocks now. But it's cool. Volt Switch and U-turn we see. They're going to go into Crocodile here, which sucks. They're going to get the Rocks up and I'm not going to love it. But... we're going to have to go ahead and switch in here. We can go into our Gastrodon here. We can't go into our Earthworm anymore because we did Terra. It's something I wanted to wait on. I really should have doubled into Gastro on the Revavroom tearing instead of just staying in. That was a mistake on my part. Ow, that hurt. Okay. So that actually did a lot of damage. That did a lot of damage. So I don't know what my Gastrodon was at before. I can definitely calculate with the Adamant Revavroom. At +1, the Lash Out should have done how much to me? Lash Out should have done about 30%. So if I'm sitting at 197, I'm at 46. From 70, that was 24% to me. The knockoff from Crook. So knockoff did about 24. I think it was 34. I don't know. I can't do math. I'm gonna click recover. It's free. It's a little passive, but it's fine. We're going to click knock here, or we're going to click recover. They remove our leftovers, which kind of sucks. They're going to go into Urshifu here, which is completely scary. But we're going to stay in here. If we take any hit, we can Chilling Water. The only problem is that they sub. So I kind of want to Acid Armor, actually. If I Acid Armor, can I take 2 CCs? Let me see here. So Urshifu's going to come in for free, right? Urshifu strikes. If they are banded, we can take the close combat, and then... we'll be fine. They could also Trailblaze me. Actually, they could Trailblaze me here, and that would be a problem. So I do want to go into Greg. I'm going to go straight into Greg here. I don't want to get Trailblazed. I want to scout for that first. But I think I could have Acid Armored. I just want to know if this is Choice Locked or something. They are Trailblazed, so I'm glad I scouted it, right? And I'm really regretting taking that Terra Blast right now. But we're going to go ahead. We also got a bit of chip off on this thing from our helmet, which is nice. So we knocked it down to like 88% or something like that. Thundy didn't get chipped. Rigoraph, Crook, nothing else got chipped. So we can go ahead and... what do we want to do here? I think we can just set up Spikes for free. I think that's pretty free. I'm Terra Ghosted. So even at 175, which is what I'm sitting at, I don't think they can kill me with anything whatsoever. That's banded, and it's... you can only kill me if it's banded, which obviously we know is probably not. I can go ahead and set up my Spikes now. They're going to switch out. And we also know that they're not protective pads. That's another thing. So we get our spikes up, which is nice. We get a layer of spikes, which is going to be super, super important. They're going to go into their Thundy here, and we can go ahead and set up our spikes. I really wish I was rocks for this thing now. I'm going to go ahead and switch into... I feel like that lasso is pretty fine right now. What would that bait in, though? If I go into that, maybe like Farigiraf, that sure could come in, and I'd be scared of like Scarf. I think Quick could be Scarfed. I also don't think I saw... No, I did see Intimidate. I did see Intimidate. I'm going to double check, but I'm pretty confident I saw Intim and not Moxie. I'm going to go ahead and go into Clef here. Can I eat 2 Thunderbolts with Clef right now? Well, I'm pretty sure they're choice locked, so I think if I see Thunderbolt, I'm going to go into Gastro. I'm pretty confident that they're choice if you're running both Volt Switch and U-Turn. I don't think there's any reason to do that otherwise. We're going to go Clef here. We're going to see the Grass Knot this time. So I can go ahead and give a Moonlight off for free here. We're going to hurt them with a Rocky Helmet. I'm not going to lie, I did not know that Grass Knot affected Rocky Helmet. That's pretty cool. So we're going to see Grass Knot. Last move is probably Thunderbolt. Are we going to see a double? If they don't Volt Switch here, I mean, we'd like 100% know their choice lock. So I get a free Moonlight here as they go into, I guess, Reveroom. Reveroom could take a hit, which sucks because I would love to be able to Thunder Wave on this turn, but I just can't risk that. I really need my Clef healthy because right now it's my best option for the Thunderous, it seems like, because it's just like a choice lock set, which is really, really nice for me. The Thunderous could have been a whole lot more problematic against my team, but it really just isn't anymore. And they don't have a switch into my Moonblast once this Reveroom is gone, but they're going to go into Nimbus, their thingy here, their Reveroom. We're going to go ahead and fire off a Moonlight, not fire off, but use Moonlight, get ourselves back up to pretty healthy. And now I just get to switch out again into my Gastro pretty freely. I should have calculated the Trailblaze damage to see if that was Adamant Urshifu. I didn't do that earlier, which sucks. But we can go into Reveroom, not Reveroom, we can go into our Gastrodon here, and I can click Chilling Water for pretty free. We're going to see that their last move is Poison Jab, so as long as we don't see the you-know-what, which we don't, I can just click Chilling Water here for pretty much free. I don't want to Acid Armor because of the Thundy there. There's really no point. I'm going to go ahead and click Chilling Water to see their entire moveset with this Reveroom, Poison Jab, and then I didn't write Shift Gear, but we know it has Shift Gear. We can go ahead. They're going to go into Thundy, and the Thundy's getting chipped down pretty well. We're going to go ahead and click Chilling Water. This thing's sitting at below half now, which is super, super nice. And we can go ahead and switch out. I imagine they're going to U-turn a Volt Switch. I'm going to go Clef here. And you don't have a great play for Clef. If they go into Urshifu, that's cool. I get to Moonblast it. If I want to, which I think I probably will, this Thundy can really only switch in like 2, maybe 3 more Chilling Waters, which is really, really nice. They aren't really able to do much with this Thunderous, which is super nice. The Farigiraf, I need to watch out for, because I really didn't prep super hard for that. Luckily, I do have my my Skuntank, which should wall it pretty well, but it's still something I'm very wary of. They're going to go ahead and Volt Switch out here. They could... I'm guessing that's not a Banded Urshifu, which is nice at least, and it's definitely not Scarfed. We never saw an item. We just know it's not Protective Pads or Punching Glove, I think is the item, because we saw it take Rocky Helmet chip. So that's the only thing we know. Is that it's not either, it's not a choice, it's locked variant, and we don't have to worry about, we can take advantage of Rocky Helmet against it. So I guess your best switch in is either Reveroom here or for Farigiraf. You could go Spectre, I suppose, but I mean, that's just very free Skuntank for me. So this spike is going to be really, really nice for my team, I think. Chipping down everything. Stripping out that Reveroom every time he wants to try to come in. The Urshifu for sure. You can go into Reveroom, speaking of which. And it's now sitting up below half. I'm going to go ahead and double back into Gastro. Or I could Moonlight here on them over-predicting. Can I take a Poison Jab from this thing? If I can take a Poison Jab from this Reveroom, that might be what I opt to do on the, in case they want to make a prediction. Because I think they know Gastrodon is like way too free here. I can just go ahead. I'm sitting at 209. Poison Jab from Adamant is definitely killing me, and that's something I don't want to risk. Like I said, this thing is pretty nice in terms of Endure, in terms of the the Thunders. So I am going to go ahead and swap out, which I don't love that I have to do that, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to go into my Gastro. If they make a double, good on them. But assuming, or just based on the fact that I outsped, I'm going to go ahead, swap out. And they're going to stay in and like click shift gear, quick lash out, something like that. Click P-jab again, try to get a poison maybe on my Gastro. That's cool with me. I'm going to go ahead and click recovery here. I need myself a bit healthier. Once that Thundy is gone, by the way, which I don't think they risk going into here. I think you go for Rigoraph at this point, or Spectre. You go Spectre as well. Launch, I think that's for Rigoraph. Once one of those two are gone, once the Thundy is gone, I really can't click Acid Armor and be in a lot better of a spot. So I'm curious why none of these Rigoraph sets on the calc are running any normal stab. Does it not get like a good normal stab to hit me with? Especially, I guess Hyper Voice with like throat spray. So I don't know why I'm not seeing it yet. But we're gonna go ahead and calc Hyper Voice real quick against my Skuntank and see how much I'm taking, because I am curious about that. It's doing a good amount. I don't love that damage, but it's something I don't have another play for right now. So we're gonna go ahead and go into our Skuntank here. Our walls are getting a little weakened, and I am not a Wish Pass variant of Clef this week. So things like my Skuntank and my Earthworm are like permanently stuck with this chip. They have Wish. Oh, they have Wish. Okay. Can we kill Revavroom coming in with a knock? We can. After spikes, we can. So I can click knock here pretty freely. I don't think I'm going to kill the Thundy, which really sucks. If it comes in, which is like, if I had rocks, we'd be great. Actually, I do. So this knockoff looks amazing. We're clicking knock here, and we should be pretty good to kill, like, the Revavroom if it decides to come in. If the Thundy decides to come in, we should kill any one of those. We can knock an item off of anything. Worst case, I guess, is Crook coming in, but we can at least knock off, I think it's Scarf, maybe? We'll see. I would love to not see the Crook come in. We're going to see... That's the Crook. Okay. So we're going to knock off an item, and I can double check if it's Intim right now. We're going to see Spike, so it's not Boots. We are going to see Intim, so that's good to note. And we're going to click knock here. Remove what? What are we going to remove from you? Assault Vest. Okay. That's a pretty good item to remove, I'm not going to lie. Which also means that they don't have rocks on this. Or if they do have rocks and they click it right now, I'm going to scream, right? Like, that's really I think, the natural reaction to have to rocks Assault Vest. Like, predicting the freaking Assault Vest get knocked off or something like that. So I go into my Gastro here, and I get to click, what is it called? Chilling Water again for free. They don't have a good switch in. Worst case, they go, I guess, Spectre. So I'm going to go ahead and go into my Gastro here. And what are we going to see this thing do? I can also double check how much damage it did to me, because I'm at full. So they're going to knock me again. Of course, we're no item, so it's not something I'm really scared of. We can calc the damage. So it knocked me down to 328 without an item. So I did 23 without an item. That looks like just max attack jolly. Okay. So I get a free Chilling Water off here. We can see what they want to do. If I get another layer of spikes, that'd be awesome. Revavroom can't come in. I guess the Rigoraph could come in. The Thundy can't come in because it's going to get too tapped. It's running out of health, and I can pretty much pressure it to never catch a Wish at this point. Urshifu isn't going to appreciate getting his attack lowered. And then, like I said, Spectre. Spectre, I think, is the thing that makes the most sense, which is what we're going to see here. So, not Boots on it. Spectre is going to come in here. I get the Chilling Water off. We're going to get a little bit of chip damage. Get the attack drop. Oh, no! And we just go into Pew Pew here. That's awesome for me. We're gonna chip this thing down, which is nice. Get this thing in range of like Sucker Punch, honestly. Except for Cobra Berry. Cobra Berry is something I expect. And that's something I have to keep in mind when doing calcs. We're gonna see Mud Shot. I'm getting a Mud Shot. I did know this thing got Mud Shot, but I forgot about it. So I just got Mud Shotted. That's crazy. Which is scary, and now I wish I had Terra Normal, but I think the Ghost Terra on my Earthworm is fine. I get to knock off for free again. That or I can Play Rough on the predicted Crocodile to come in, and I think that's fine with me. I think I'm cool, just click Play Rough here. I wish I saw how much that Mud Shot damage did. It doesn't look like specs. I'll see if I can figure it out right now. Because Mud Shot knocked me down to 223. Oh, that's the wrong Pokemon. That's why. Okay, that makes sense. So it knocked me down to 223. So, yeah, definitely not specs. Definitely not specs. We're going to get a nice player off right now. We're going to do a lot. And this is where it'd be nice if I could tear our water right now. But unfortunately, we don't have it. I have to go into my gastro again. And we are now sitting pretty nice. Sitting this thing at about 40%. Spectre's sitting at about 70. These spikes are chipping down my opponent's team really, really well, like I expected. Luckily, we saw no tentacle going into this game. And at this point, do I want to... I mean, there's no point, I don't think, in me clicking recover. Or, I'm sorry. I don't think there's any reason for me not to recover on this upcoming turn with Gastrodon. I don't think there's anything I have to fear with the Farigiraf, because I imagine that's what comes in, or the Spectrier, which I'm fine. The Chilling Water damage on either one of those isn't super important to me at this very moment. So I'm going to go ahead and click recover to get my Gastrodon backed up to full. So I'm going to go ahead and click that now. Stall an Earthquake from this thing. They're going to try to pick up the KO, which they shouldn't. And luckily they don't. But that's very scary. And it sucks that I really can't double into my Earthworm right now. I could, I guess. And like try to pick up some health. Try to recover myself with that. But that's just not something I want to risk. Like at this moment. Like Earthworm is still very, very nice for the Urshifu. So I'm going to go ahead and not make that play. I'm going to go ahead and click recover one more time. And then I'll probably use Chilling Water to take this thing out. I can also Chilling Water now if it doesn't kill. And then I could recover on the following turn. But I imagine I kill the Crocodile. They're going to swap out. So I get back up to full, which is nice. Chilling Water will kill now after spikes. They're going to go into Farigiraf again. We're going to see... We saw Boots. Or no Boots, I mean. Because we saw the hazard damage. We're going to get a recover off, which is nice. I get to go back into my... We saw leftovers. Okay, that makes sense. The lefties. I'm going to go ahead and swap out. I'm going to go into my... What would I go into? I guess I go into Boogie now. If I go into Boogie, can I KO anything on his team? Can I KO anything on their team? So I go into Darkrai right now. I would have the Ice Beam on the Crook coming in to ensure that I pick up the kill. I'd kill Thundy. Revavroom would be scared to come in. I imagine, honestly, I could probably kill Revavroom after spikes. Urshifu could come in, so maybe I would have to Psyshock. Because we know we outspeed Crook. Because it was Assault Vest. A max HP variant might live. But that's fine. I'm going to go ahead and go into Oogie here. I'm going to go into Oogie. I think this is free for me. I don't think I have to fear anything. I imagine we just see a Wish getting tossed up at this point. And now I have to make a prediction, kind of. And like kind of figure out what I want. I think I want a Psyshock on the Urshifu coming in. I just don't think you're Scarfed, so I wouldn't be scared of you after the fact. I mean, I guess you could be Scarf Trailblaze just so that you could hit my Gastro. I think clicking Psyshock is fine. Or I want an Ice Beam. I think I want an Ice Beam. I don't think... I'm not scared of Urshifu coming in, I don't think. I think I'm fine. But Crook coming in is fine, though. I really want an Ice Beam on the Crook coming in. But the Urshifu also coming in would be importante, right? And I wouldn't kill Crook because I imagine the Wish Pass from this Farigiraf is going to be insane. Like, what's Farigiraf's base HP? 120? Oh, yeah, this Wish is going to be disgusting. So, I think I want to Ice Beam. If I see... I don't even remember. I think it's Ultra Instinct. If I see Ultra Instinct coming in, I'm going to cry. Yes! Okay, so we can see Crook coming in on the Ice Beam. We're going to pick up the KO here, which is nice. Darkrai kills Crook, which is super, super nice. We're going to pick up the KO and make them waste their Wish. So, I imagine this baits in Thundy because it's Scarfed. Honestly, we're in a good spot. We're in a good spot here. Can we just clean up? I don't want to risk Urshifu being Scarfed. It's Trailblaze, but with it being Scarfed, I could see it running it just for my Gastrodon, unfortunately, which really, really, really sucks. But like otherwise, if Revavroom drops to Dark Pulse, Farigiraf's going to drop
Thundy can come in? Yeah, dude. I just have to respect this thing being Scar. It's Boots. It's Boots, and now we know. I was freaking out about this thing being Boots, or being Scar, but it's Boots. I guess if it's banded, can we live in Aqua Jet here? We live in Aqua Jet, although, now that I'm looking at the calc, it actually eats the Side Shock pretty well. Is there something I'm missing here? Why are you eating the Side Shock so well? I guess just, yeah, wow, it's eating the Side Shock better. I brought Side Shock over Psychic for Tentacruel, but now I'm wishing I brought Psychic. So this thing actually eats the hit, so I do need to swap out. You either U-turn, I guess you could Surging Strikes me. I imagine you kill even if you're not banded. I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna go into Greg. I know I can eat the hits, and I can endure as well. So we're gonna go Greg here. I don't need Greg for anything else. And once I get the chip damage off with once I get the chip damage off, we're in a good spot. So they're gonna Trailblaze here. They're gonna get hit with the Rocky Helmet. So actually, am I in a bad spot right now? I don't have a Scarfer, which sucks. But I imagine I live the hit with Gastro, right? Or Clef. Can I live the hit with Gastro? Okay, so my thing is they have to Surging here. I go into Gastro right now. I can go into Clef on a CC. I don't think I'm going to do enough. I don't think I'm doing enough with what I want to do here. I think I know my play, actually. I think I know what my play is. I'm going to go ahead and click Endure here as they click Surging Strikes. Because I want this thing to kill itself with Rocky Helmet damage. So we're going to click Endure here. Oh! Oh! Okay, so this is a problem now, but we're chilling. The only problem is, can I double Endure? Can I double Endure? Endure Pokemon. Can I double Endure? That's like what I have to look up here. So, because I can go into Clef here, or not Clef, what is that Pokemon called? I can go into Gastrodon. It doesn't say anything about it, but I really feel like you can't endure multiple times in a row. Okay, yeah, I can't. It says that it works like Protect, right? Let me make sure it didn't change anything. Endures, okay. No part of the thing. It looks like Endure works like Protect. So I think my play here is I go Gastrodon on the Surging Strikes. Only problem is if they Trailblaze me. But I'm going to go into Gastrodon on the Surging Strikes here. I don't think... Oh man, I might lose to this Urshifu right here, which is something I said in the pregame. Like, Urshifu is a problem for me. So I go into it here. And now I get to go into Clef on... Is that what I want to do? I'm going to go into Clef here. And I get to Endure with that. Because I should be able to live a +2 Trailblaze. At least I'm hoping I do. I imagine I do at this point. We do, which is great. And there's no way you protect Endure on this too. So you're outspeeding me, but you already were. That's not like something I'm worried about. I get to click Endure right now, which is nice. Endure on this thing as well, so it takes all the Rocky Helmet chip in the world. And so they're going to Trailblaze me again, which is crazy. Why would you not click Surging Strikes there? So this thing already outspeeds my team. That's cool. That sucks. And now I'm not in a great spot, right? Now I'm in a terrible spot, some may say. But I think double Sucker Punch should be able to pick up the KO here. If I go into Greg right now. I guess it doesn't matter what I do here. I can go ahead and go into Greg and sack this off first. I can keep Clef's Rocky Helmet chip and keep it as a sack for Thundy. I'm going to go into Greg here. Back it off here. Because I might be able to live a +2 Trailblaze again. Ice Spinner. Okay. That's great for me. And now it's in Sucker Punch range, I believe. From Skuntank, right? That's a little close. What about Darkrai? Darkrai, are you a bit better, bro? You're not, so I'm gonna have to stack off one of them, which sucks. It's probably gonna have to be Darkrai because I need Skuntank here. I can endure. I can just switch back and forth. Eventually it has to attack me. I don't have to worry. I don't have to endure and like do anything else. I can just switch spam and not have to worry about endure games. If you want to SD here, go ahead. I can switch spam between these two, and it has to take one more chip of helmet, and then at that point it's in Sucker Punch range. So I get to just switch spam here. I am in a good spot no matter what. So I guess I click endure here. Does it matter? I don't think it does. I'm just gonna switch spam. Which one do you want to kill? You pick, bro. You get to pick 100% of the time which one you want to kill. Which one you want to kill? What sucks is then I have to play Sucker Punch games. But there's just like so much games of him having to Sucker Punch me, him having to predict my swap out as I try to switch to a Rocky Helmet Pokemon, anything like that. So we're big chilling here. I don't care. I'm just gonna click buttons, no thought behind it, no brain. I'm just gonna keep doubling, keep doing everything. They have to be afraid of me attacking eventually. Maybe I'll attack here just because I can. They're gonna Trailblaze. That's awesome. So we're gonna see Urshifu kill. Urshifu kills Urshifu kills Fourth Worm. And now, do I go Oogie and Sucker? I guess I can. I can try to Oogie and Sucker. Ooh, actually, you know what would have done more? Oh, that might have been a misplay. No. It's not 1 HP. We're good. I can Sucker here. Worst case, I have to go into Clef. Like, I think this was the right play. I get the Sucker here. We get to pick up the KO. Darkrai kills Urshifu. So that's cool, and we got to keep our Clef as a sack to Thundy, which is nice. So we're out with Darkrai here, and honestly, we just win the game again, I think. We won the game with Darkrai. Darkrai's going to pick up 5, 6. Darkrai picks up all 6 here. Thundy dies to Sucker Punch. Spectre drops. Ferreira drops. Rubber drops. Darkrai just cleans up here, and we win the game, which is awesome. That's going to be GG, guys. I think that's it. I just don't see myself losing this game right now. I think Darkrai just cleans up. So my only thought here is, well, one, let me double check the Thundy calc. I imagine I kill with the Sucker Punch. Actually, I might not. I don't know why I keep thinking this thing's taking spikes. Yeah, I actually don't kill Thundy. So I lied. I have to respect the Scarf. But if we get just one more attack off on it, we're chilling. We're going to actually see the Thundy come out, speaking of which. And I have to respect the Scarf here. They also took like a million years to go into it, so that makes me think like maybe they aren't Scarfed. But there's no reason for me to ever risk this. I could go into Polt. Polt's pretty free here. And that I can go into Clef here. I can go into Clef, I can go into Thundy. What is my best play here? I can go into Polt. Polt forces in anything but Revavroom, which is nice. But I'm not afraid of Revavroom ever. So I'm going to go ahead and go into my Clef here. I guess I can just sack it. I go Polt. Actually, I'm going to go Polt. Polt's fine. I want to save health on... I do want to save my Clef sack. I don't need to use it yet. So I'm going to go ahead and go into Thundy here. It can't hit me with anything, really. Yeah, he's going to U-turn out. That is cool with me. Sucks, because actually... Well, the reason I didn't want to go into Clef on this, even though I could have gotten the Rocky Helmet chip to put it maybe in range of Sucker Punch, it's still a roll even after the chip, is that I'm scared of him Volt Switching there, or Grass, or gosh, the Grass Knot would have been fine. I'm scared of him Volt Switching it there, or Thunderbolting, and then me just not getting the chip anyways. Although I guess at that point I got in a Gas Robe for free, because I'm pretty sure this thing choice locked. So maybe not the greatest play on my side, but I gotta respect the Scarf here always. There's a reason we have our Skuntank here, so we're gonna go Skuntank. We're fine. I think we're sitting in a phenomenal spot to win this game right now. Once we get a little bit of chip on Thundy, I think we win. I guess like for Rigorath would be like like could maybe take a hit from full. We're gonna see Shadow Ball. So let me check this damage out. 223 to 166. So I'll check out. So Paragraph could eat a hit, not after spikes though, if it's max HP. But anyways, 223. So 58 to 43. That did 15% from Spectrier. Spectrier did 15% with the Shadow Ball. So that looks like maybe Modest. Maybe they went Modest with it. Modest Scarfed or something like that. This is a free knockoff though. Show me your knockoff, Sojin. I would love to see it. Let me see your knockoff, Sojin. How fast is Paragraph? Because could I just stay in? I think I just stay in with Skuntank and I pick it off. So knockoff is free here. Are you gonna stack off Rev? Rev Room? What are we gonna see? Alright, so Skuntank picks off Rev Room. Rev. What do you even go into here, man? I mean, if you go back in Spectre, that's just yelling Scarf to me. I guess you could go Thundy here. I get us the Sucker Punch. Safety Goggles Rev Room. For my Toad Scroll? Okay. For my Toad Scroll Spore, I guess. Interesting. So what do you go into? If you go Thundy, I get a Sucker Punch off, and now you're in range of my Darkrai. If you go for Rigoraph here, alright, you're just gonna go into this. I mean, am I cool with just going for Sucker? Do I lose the Spectre? Do I lose the Spectre? I might. So I think I do want to switch out here. I think this is where I use my Quap Sack at this point. I think this is where I use my Quap Sack. I don't want to take any more chip than I need to. I do need to keep myself just slightly healthy just in case of that Spectre. It is still a very, very scary thing for me. So it's going to Volt Switch here. So maybe not worth it there. But Thundy kills Clef. Maybe not the greatest play there. Because Darkrai could have eaten a hit. If that's a Choice Lock Spectre, I could have eaten a hit from Shadow. I could have eaten a Shadow Ball. And they couldn't lock into something yet. So maybe I should have let myself drop there. Yeah. Okay. So I think we're not drop, but staying in there and Sucker Punching might have been a better play. It's not Sucker Punching. Yeah, Sucker Punching. Sucker Punch would have been a better play there. They're going to go into there for Rigoraphio. I get to go into Darkrai for free here. And win. Do I win now? Do I win? Do I win the game? The only reason to go into Pepe Le Pew first. I don't. I'm trying to think. I'm really trying to think about how I lose this game, so I avoid that. I'm gonna go Darkrai. I don't think we can lose this game. I think we're just in too good of a spot at this point to lose the game. Is my thought process. I can Dark Pulse here. It could live it if it's max Def. We're gonna see a Protect, which actually is pretty important. I won't lie. If this is a max HP variant, because we knocked it down to 88, it's gonna recover 6. So that puts that 94%. We're seeing a 94%er. Let me get rid of the spike damage. You have a 68% chance to OHKO. So I'm clicking it. I'm clicking Dark Pulse. I don't think we can lose this game at this point. And we're gonna pick up the kill. That was a rule depending on their spread. We got it. Darkrai kills a Rig. So what are you going to? Ghost Rider here. I can live any hit from this thing. I'm staying in and I'm clicking Dark Pulse. I can't click Sucker because I don't want this thing to sub. I got my Roselli Berry. So we're going to kill this thing. Darkrai kills Spectrier. And last we're going to see Thundy. Thundy is going to be the last thing. And I'm going to go into my poll. I'm going to conserve Diff because I can. And we're gonna let Bolt pick up a kill here, to be honest. Bolt kills Bundy. I'm just gonna write that down already. 1, 2, 3, 4 for Darkrai this game. That's amazing. 1 for Skuntank, which is cool. We just picked it up from the transactions. I definitely played this game maybe a little bit passive at some points. I definitely could have been a bit more aggressive. I just did not want to risk the way, just risk myself getting swept, because they had the Urshifu and they had the Spectre. Those things were super, super scary. Our opponent's team is amazing. They managed to turn around that 0-5 roster that they took over, and they made an incredible team, in my opinion. So I'm glad we were able to clean up here. I'm glad we were able to pick up this win and clinch off playoffs, which is amazing. And I'm glad that Skuntank got to do something. So we're going to clinch off playoffs, which is amazing. I just said that. That's why I didn't go into Gastro. And that's going to be GG to our opponent. I don't think there's any hacks this game, which is awesome as well. Of course, you can go check out our opponent and all the other UNPL coaches down in the description below. You can go check out the UNPL playlist down there and the SDA playlist. And that's going to be it, guys. I'm super happy with clinching off playoffs. We have our Week 8 game and Week 9 games, of course, still. And at that point, we're going to see what playoffs looks like. I'm really hoping in the season 5 and 4. That'd be amazing. I think right now we're sitting at, what, this is Week 7. So we're sitting at 4 and 3. There's one more win to pick up over 500. So that's my goal for this season at this point. 6 and 3 would be cool. 5 and 4 would be the greatest. Their picture actually has Darkrai in the background, so it's ironic that they got thrown down by Darkrai. But that's going to be it. GG once again to our opponent. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy, hit that like button and subscribe, and I'm out.